They told you vision loss is just a normal part of getting older, that it's something you have to accept, like gray hair or stiff joints. But what if that's not the full story? What if your eyesight isn't fading just because of time, but because your eyes are quietly starving for nutrients no one ever told you about? New research from trusted medical journals is revealing a powerful truth, one that could help protect your vision and restore clarity naturally without pills, surgery, or expensive treatments. In this video, you're going to discover 7 tiny seeds that have been scientifically shown to support your retina, reduce inflammation, improve circulation, and keep your eyes strong as you age. These aren't gimmicks. They're real solutions backed by peer-reviewed studies from respected institutions. And the best part? These seeds are safe, affordable, and already sitting on the shelves of your local grocery store. So stay with me, because what you're about to learn could make the difference between blurry vision and finally seeing the faces you love clearly again. Before we begin, I'd love to hear from you. Are you currently dealing with dry eyes, floaters, or fading vision? Leave a comment below. I read everyone. 7. Sunflower seeds, the vitamin E protector. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you thought about sunflower seeds as more than just a crunchy snack? Most people toss them into trail mix or grab a handful at a ball game. But here's the truth. No one is telling seniors. These tiny seeds might be one of your best defenses against vision loss. And I'm not talking about some new age trend or internet myth. I'm talking about real, clinical science. Sunflower seeds are packed with vitamin E, a powerful antioxidant your eyes depend on. Think of vitamin E like a natural shield. It protects the sensitive cells in your retina from something called oxidative stress. That's the silent wear and tear happening in the back of your eye every single day, especially as we age. When oxidative stress builds up, it damages the retina, reduces visual clarity, and contributes to macular degeneration, the #1 cause of vision loss in people over 60. Now here's the shocking part. A 10-year study published in the Archives of Ophthalmology followed thousands of people and found something incredible. Those who consumed vitamin E-rich foods, like sunflower seeds, had a 25% lower risk of developing macular degeneration. That's not a small difference. That's the kind of number that gives hope. So, what does this mean for you? It means that something as simple as adding 2 tablespoons of sunflower seeds to your daily routine, maybe sprinkled on your salad or eaten as a snack, can help protect your eyes in the long run. It's simple, it's affordable, and it's powerful. I'll be honest with you. When I first read that study, I paused. I thought about my own parents, and how much time they've spent struggling with dry eyes, reading glasses, and that dreaded sense that their world is becoming blurrier year after year. And I couldn't help but wonder, what if they had known this 20 years ago? So now I ask you, have you ever considered using food to fight vision loss? Are you already eating sunflower seeds, or is this something new for you? Let me know in the comments below. I want to hear your story, because sometimes the answers we've been looking for aren't hiding in some fancy medication. Sometimes they've been sitting quietly in your kitchen cabinet all along. 6. Pumpkin seeds, the zinc transporter. Let me tell you something surprising that most eye doctors won't bring up. Your eyes can't protect themselves from light damage unless they have enough zinc. That's right, zinc. Not a trendy supplement, not a prescription drug. Just an essential mineral that quietly works behind the scenes to help your eyes stay strong. And one of the best natural sources of zinc is sitting right in your kitchen. Pumpkin seeds. You see, zinc plays a critical role in helping vitamin A reach your retina. Once it gets there, it helps produce a pigment called melanin. Melanin acts like sunglasses for your eyes, shielding your retina from sunlight, blue light from screens, and even indoor lighting. Without it, your retina is left exposed, vulnerable, and over time, damaged. A large clinical trial published in Investigative Ophthalmology and Visual Science found something amazing. Seniors who increased their zinc intake had a 21% lower chance of progressing to advanced macular degeneration. That's huge, especially if you've ever felt like your eyesight keeps getting worse with every year. Now, here's what I love about pumpkin seeds. They're small, tasty, and incredibly easy to add to your routine. Just a 1/4 cup a day, maybe stirred into oatmeal, tossed onto a salad, or even eaten by the handful, can start providing your eyes with the zinc they need to stay protected. I remember a woman who wrote to our channel not long ago. Her name was Lillian, a retired teacher who had started struggling to read the books she loved. After a little encouragement, she added pumpkin seeds to her breakfast every morning. 3 months later, she emailed again. Her vision had stabilized, and she was back to reading chapter after chapter without magnifiers. That's the kind of real-life transformation that food can offer when used intentionally. Now I want to hear from you. Have you ever tried pumpkin seeds as part of your health routine? Do you think you're getting enough zinc? Let me know in the comments. We learn more when we learn together. Sometimes the smallest changes, like a seed, can make the biggest difference, especially when it comes to your sight. Don't underestimate what nature can do for your eyes. 5. Chia seeds, inflammation fighter. Here's a question for you. Can something as small as a chia seed actually protect your vision? It sounds almost too simple to be true, but the science is clear. These tiny black seeds carry a powerful gift, especially for aging eyes. Chia seeds are one of nature's richest sources of plant-based omega-3 fatty acids, specifically ALA, or alpha-linolenic acid. Now, I know omega-3s get a lot of attention for heart health, but what most people don't realize is that these same healthy fats can directly benefit your eyes, particularly the retina, where inflammation quietly builds as we age. And here's the kicker. That inflammation is often the hidden culprit behind blurred vision, retinal thinning, and those frustrating dry eyes many seniors silently suffer from. A clinical study published in Nutrients found that ALA omega-3s improved retinal blood flow and reduced inflammation markers in just 8 weeks. That's right, 2 months. No pills, no side effects, just real results from real food. But chia seeds offer more than just omega-3s. They also contain lutein and zeaxanthin, 2 antioxidants that are actually absorbed straight into the eye. Think of them like natural sunglasses. They filter harmful light, especially the blue light we get from screens and artificial lighting, which can damage the macula over time. So how can you add chia seeds to your life without making things complicated? Just soak 2 tablespoons overnight in water or almond milk. By morning, they'll have a soft, gel-like texture, perfect to stir into oatmeal, yogurt, or your favorite smoothie. And they don't taste like much, which means they're easy to work with. Personally, I started adding chia to my breakfast a few years ago. At first, it felt like a small gesture. But then I noticed fewer headaches after working on screens and less eye strain in the evenings. It reminded me that healing doesn't always come in big packages. Sometimes it starts with something tiny and quiet, like a seed. Now let me ask you, have you ever used chia seeds for your health? Do you struggle with eye fatigue or dry eyes? Share your story in the comments. You never know who you might inspire. Because here we learn together, one small habit at a time. 4. Flax seeds, dry eye relief. Let me ask you something. Have your eyes been feeling dry lately? Maybe they itch, burn, or get blurry by the afternoon. If you're constantly reaching for eye drops just to stay comfortable, you're not alone. Dry eyes are one of the most common complaints I hear from older adults, and the real solution might not come in a bottle, but from your breakfast bowl. Let's talk about flax seeds. These small golden or brown seeds are one of nature's best sources of ALA omega-3 fatty acids. What makes flax special is how it supports something called your tear film. That's the thin layer of moisture that coats your eyes and keeps your vision clear. As we age, that tear film can break down. When that happens, our eyes dry out faster, and every blink becomes less comfortable. Now here's where it gets exciting. A clinical study published in the Cornea Journal showed that seniors who consumed flaxseed oil daily experienced a 42% improvement in dry eye symptoms in just 30 days. That's huge. And it's not just a number, it's quality of life. Less irritation, more clarity, and the freedom to read, walk, or enjoy a sunny day without that gritty, scratchy feeling. But here's the key. Don't just toss whole flax seeds into your cereal. Whole seeds often pass through your digestive system without being absorbed. Instead, use ground flax seed. 1 tablespoon a day is enough. You can mix it into oatmeal, yogurt, or even blend it into a smoothie. It's easy, gentle on your stomach, and your eyes will feel the difference. Personally, I started using ground flax years ago after long hours in front of a computer left my eyes tired and red. Within weeks, I noticed a clear change: less strain, fewer dry spots, and more comfort by bedtime. I never looked back. So now it's your turn. Are you currently dealing with dry eyes? Have you ever tried flaxseed before? Leave a comment below. I'd love to hear how you're caring for your eyes, and you might just help someone else in the same situation. Sometimes the solution doesn't come from a pharmacy. Sometimes it comes from a seed and a little daily habit that brings real relief. 3. Black sesame seeds. The retina shield. What if I told you that better vision doesn't just depend on what's happening in your eyes, but on how well your blood is flowing through them? It's true. Clearer vision often starts with healthier circulation. And that's where black sesame seeds come in. A tiny but powerful food that's been trusted in traditional medicine for centuries, and now backed by modern science. Black sesame seeds help nourish the microscopic blood vessels that feed your retina, the delicate tissue at the back of your eye responsible for processing light and sending signals to your brain. As we age, especially if we have diabetes or circulation problems, those vessels can become weak or damaged. And that's when vision starts to fade, not from age itself, but from reduced blood flow and increased oxidative stress. Now here's the exciting part. A study published in the Journal of Medicinal Food found that seniors who regularly consumed black sesame seeds saw improved retinal blood flow and reduced oxidative stress in just 6 weeks. That's measurable healing, not just theory. These seeds are rich in zinc, vitamin B1, and unique antioxidants like sesamin, all of which support vascular health in the eyes. And if you're dealing with early signs of diabetic eye issues like floaters, distorted vision, or dark patches, this simple habit could make a real difference. Here's how I recommend using them. Lightly roast a small handful of black sesame seeds, then mix with a teaspoon of honey before bed. It's simple, gentle, and easy to look forward to, like a healing nightcap for your eyes. Now I want to pause and ask you, have you noticed changes in your central vision lately? Maybe things aren't quite as sharp, or straight lines seem wavy? Have you ever tried using food, not just medicine, to support your eyesight? Let me know in the comments below. Your story might inspire someone else who's quietly facing the same struggle. And if you found this tip helpful, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more senior health tips. Because sometimes the smallest habits, like a spoonful of seeds before bed, can help protect the vision that helps you stay independent, engaged, and connected to what you love most. 2. Hemp seeds, the optic nerve guardian. If you or someone you love is concerned about glaucoma or fading peripheral vision, this might be one of the most important things you hear today. See, when we talk about vision, most people focus on the front of the eye, glasses, dry eyes, cataracts. But the real danger, especially in older adults, often lies in the back, in the optic nerve. That optic nerve is like a cable that sends everything your eye sees straight to your brain. And if it becomes inflamed or damaged, your world can slowly shrink without warning, just like it does in glaucoma. You may not feel pain, but your side vision starts to fade, your clarity disappears, and in many cases, it happens silently. Now here's where hemp seeds come in. These soft, nutty seeds contain GLA, gamma-linolenic acid, a rare kind of omega-6 that doesn't promote inflammation like most omega-6s do. Instead, it reduces inflammation, particularly in the optic nerve. A study published in Current Eye Research found that GLA supplementation helped reduce optic nerve damage by 28% in glaucoma patients over just 90 days. That's not just a slowdown, that's meaningful protection. And the best part? You don't need pills or prescriptions to get it. All you need is 2 tablespoons of shelled hemp seeds daily, sprinkled over your oatmeal, mixed into yogurt, or blended into your smoothie. They're mild in flavor, easy to digest, and work beautifully in any breakfast routine. I personally started adding hemp seeds to my morning meals when I began spending long hours editing video and reading at night. The difference in eye fatigue was noticeable, but what really struck me was the peace of mind. Knowing I was protecting the very nerve that connects my eyes to my brain felt empowering. So let me ask you, have you or someone close to you been diagnosed with glaucoma or shown early signs? What are you doing right now to protect your optic nerve? Leave a comment below. I'd love to hear your story. 1. Saffron, the retinal regenerator. This tiny thread of color has changed lives. Literally. Most people think of saffron as just a spice, something to add a little flavor to rice or tea. But what if I told you that this delicate red strand holds some of the most powerful vision-restoring compounds nature has to offer? For seniors battling age-related macular degeneration, saffron might be the missing link. What makes saffron special is what's inside. 2 compounds, crocin and crocitin, work directly on the light-sensitive cells in your retina. These are the very cells that help you recognize faces, read fine print, and see clearly in bright or dim light. Over time, especially with age, these cells begin to wear out. But saffron doesn't just protect them. It helps restore their function. A peer-reviewed study published in the British Journal of Ophthalmology found that seniors with early-stage AMD who took 20 milligrams of saffron daily experienced noticeable improvement in retinal sensitivity and visual clarity after just 3 months. That's remarkable, not just slowing vision loss, but helping bring it back. Now, before you run to your spice rack, here's something important. The saffron used in these studies was standardized, lab-tested saffron extract, not the kind you sprinkle into soup. If you want the results the science talks about, look for capsules from a trusted source, clearly labeled with dosage and purity. Personally, this one hit me emotionally. I remember reading a story about a 79-year-old man who had been an artist his entire life. When AMD began stealing the center of his vision, he could no longer paint the details he loved. After just weeks on saffron, he could once again see color, depth, and expression. It wasn't just eyesight, it was identity, restored. So let me ask you, have you or someone close to you been diagnosed with macular degeneration? Have you ever heard of saffron used for vision before today? I'd love to hear what you think in the comments. If this video brought you insight or hope, give it a like and share it with someone who needs to hear this. And don't forget to subscribe for more senior health tips, because when it comes to saving your sight, sometimes the smallest things bring the biggest results. You don't need another pill, another surgery, or another expensive prescription to protect your vision. What you need is something far more natural. The right nutrients, at the right time, from foods your body already understands. These seeds aren't magic, but the science behind them is real. They support blood flow, reduce inflammation, protect your retina, and help your eyes work the way they were meant to. So now that you know the truth, it's your turn. Which one of these seeds will you try first? Will it be sunflower seeds with your salad, flax in your oatmeal, or a saffron capsule at breakfast? Leave a comment below and share your plan or your experience. You might help someone else make their first step toward clearer vision. And if this video helped you feel more hopeful, more informed, or simply more in control, please give it a thumbs up. Tap that subscribe button for more senior health tips just like this, where we turn science into simple steps that actually work. Remember, your eyesight doesn't have to fade with age. Sometimes, all it takes is a seed and a little daily care. Your future self will thank you.